Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to another video presentation as a primer for our upcoming meeting. So the purpose of this next meeting is really to take the next step forward on emac recommendations for the OTC, your transit and multimodal policies and strategies. That's really it. So we just want to get you in the framework of thinking about what those recommendations sound like. We've taken all of this great input that you've given to us over time, and we're going to talk about what we heard, and then we'll package it together as, does this sound like policies that you would like to recommend? And then the same thing for the strategies. And in order to gauge where we're at, we'll be taking a poll and a survey. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Garrett, and we're going to do a walkthrough of what we've heard from you.
Really, the key document that's in your packet is this transit and multimodal emac policy and strategy recommendations. And so if you go to the gold plated sheet, your gold ticket, that's where we're trying to capture and formalize, like Jessica was saying, the recommendation you'll be carrying to the OTC. And so for the policy recommendation, it begins with that statement around trauma-informed practices, that's what grounds our work. It has the option for the dual transit and active transportation investment. It has the option that would dedicate a certain amount of money or a percentage to community-based organizations. It has the option for setting that baseline for disadvantaged business enterprise investment. We heard a support behind the exemptions for transit vehicles, registered van pools, and carpools. And when asked about how it should be invested in the corridor, we heard there was a balance between highway investments, but also non-highway, and that we should really follow where the project impacts to look at investment and not set kind of an arbitrary, a half a mile from the highway that limits where investment could go. And so your strategy recommendations, what that looks like is what you see here on the screen. It starts with the statement around trauma-informed practices. That's kind of that overarching statement to what informs the rest. Then calls out that regional vision for bus on shoulder in coordination with mobility hubs that serve that neighborhood or first to last 5 mile connection. And we listed out some of the details that we heard pretty consistently throughout the groups. This is the prioritization of capital investment, such as projects in the Get Moving 2020 to improve the safety and multimodal transit in areas impacted by diversion. And then your final piece of your recommendation is that integrated and easy to use fare system. And that calls out coordination between Oregon and Washington, as well as across different types of mobility, bike, scooter, carpool, car sharing, etc. And that's your strategy recommendation document.
And so our question for you, again, would be, how close are we to a recommendation on transit and multimodal strategies? So with that understanding, with looking through, and then we'd have a discussion. And we'd explore, is it inclusive enough? Is it relevant? Are there other questions you have? Are there things that you'd like to add or delete or remove? So we talk about it, and then we would poll again. And the second poll would say, are we in the 40 to 60% completion of your recommendation for transit and multimodal strategies? That's it. That's the heart of what we'll be doing during the meeting, but we'll also be talking about the other important activities that we're doing. And I'll let you mention those, Garrett.
Sure. We'll have an update on the equity framework step 1, kind of what's the table setting piece of that. We have more information there. And then our wonderful NEPA SCUBA team helped us deep dive into the performance measures. And so we'll have a response to where those are at. And again, between the meeting packet on Wednesday and our next Wednesday's meeting, we'll have office hours available, one-on-one time. So Jessica and I are open and willing at any time to kind of connect with you and walk through some of the materials before the meeting.
With that, we hope that's helpful, and we look forward to hearing from you, and we can't wait to see you on May 26th.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.